Hey guys, I got some quick Star Trek Online news for you, but also some general Star Trek gaming news, something I don't get to talk about that often. So let's get into it. I'll start with the Star Trek Online news, which there really isn't much of it. It's really just that we're getting a patch for today. But in this patch is something that some of you are probably going to want to know about it, and that is that Hellbore Light is being retuned again. Now, we kind of knew this was coming because Hellbore Light has been a massive overperformer since it launched. Like they retuned it a little bit so it had a cap on the shield drain that it was capable of inflicting, but even then it was still massively overperforming, which based on these patch notes we know why it was overperforming, and that's because of a simple math error apparently in the game that was preventing the 10k cap from actually functioning correctly. So that is going to be fixed in this patch that is going live today. Additionally, they have also added a short cooldown between the application of the Hellbore debuff to your primary target, which is a cooldown of 2 seconds. So it's not going to be able to reapply absolutely instantly. There's going to be a little bit of time delay between those. And also foes that cause a plasma explosion from this trait due to losing all of their shields cannot cause another explosion of this trait for 10 seconds. And that's where the real damage comes in. So that means the explosion from that Starship trait is only going to be able to happen once every 10 seconds instead of just happening constantly. Now, I'm recording this fairly early in the day, so the Star Trek Online servers are still down for maintenance right now, applying this very patch. So I cannot log on and test this and see how Hellbore is performing compared to how it was previously. So we'll have to wait and see on that one. I just wanted to let you guys know Hellbore is getting retuned, which again, we knew this was coming. Hellbore has been a noted overperformer since it was released, so this has been a long time coming. I guess not that well. How long has it been? The Warden released on July 8th. So yeah, it's been like a month and a half. God, it's been a month and a half of this broken trait just causing havoc in the random TFOs. Okay, I don't want to go on a rant about how does this happen, or how does this, stay broken for so long? I don't know how hard it is to, get this stuff right, but it seems, a month and a half seems longer than that should have been going on for, but that's just me from this side of the table. I don't know what's going on behind the scenes. So yeah, Hellbore's Light is getting retuned again, and also they're correcting the retuning that they did beforehand, which apparently just didn't apply at all for some reason. But yeah, I get it. Math is hard. But yeah, I have no idea how this is going to affect this trait. Is this trait still going to be worth it, or is it going to be nerfed into the ground with this update? We'll have to wait and see when the server goes live. I'm sure Casual SAB will have a full breakdown of this trait's performance sooner or later. He's usually better with that stuff than I am. So, but yeah, stay tuned. Now, moving on to the general Star Trek gaming news, and that is there are 2 new Star Trek games currently in development that have been announced. The first one was announced a couple days ago, and that is Star Trek Infection. This is going to be a first-person narrative survival game that is set in the Star Trek universe. Which is actually a first of its type. We've never seen it's very much like a survival horror type game, but set on Star Trek, which is definitely not a genre I would have expected for Star Trek to explore in a video game, but I'm interested. Sadly, the thing I'm not too hyped about with this game, though, this is a VR exclusive. It's going to be coming to MetaQuest and Steam VR sometime during this year. It just says coming 2025, so that's really all we know about in terms of a release date. But yeah, it looks interesting. Apparently in the game, let's look at the description. You're a Vulcan Starfleet officer sent on a special mission aboard the USS Lumen, but something has gone horribly wrong. There's no crew in sight. An unknown entity has infested the ship. Now it is inside your body, physically mutating you, unlocking dangerous new abilities at the cost of your sanity. Spooky stuff. But yeah, I do like the fact that you're playing a Vulcan. It really plays into the whole it lends a new element to like a survival horror type game, because as a Vulcan, like, you would think you'd be immune to that stuff, but it's constantly wearing down at your sanity and stuff like that. That's an interesting take on it. So that's one thing I will definitely commend this game on, is it's going at a different approach than just doing a standard human run like with a lot of other Star Trek games do, or worse, just utilizing any of the canon characters from the old shows or movies. There's so many Star Trek games that are just riddled too much with, that are so entrenched on obsessively using legacy characters from the shows. Just like, guys, I want to see more original crews. I want to see more original characters in Star Trek games, and that's something that seems to be doing here with Star Trek Invasion. But again, it sucks that I'm probably never going to be able to play this because it's a VR game, which I don't know. I've never been super enticed by getting a VR headset, which is why I don't have one. You know, the VR is interesting, but it doesn't seem like something that I think is going to be. It's never been enough to entice me to get a headset. But you know, if there's going to be more Star Trek games like this coming to VR, maybe we'll see. But yeah, Star Trek Infection's coming to MetaQuest and Steam VR. There's no Steam page yet, but it is currently up on the Meta website, so you can wishlist it there currently if you do have a MetaQuest. So yeah, if you're interested in Star Trek Infection, go check it out and wishlist it on the Meta Store, or wait till it comes up on Steam. I assume it's going to come up on Steam because it does list Steam VR in the trailer. But yeah, the other new Star Trek game coming out, which was just announced yesterday, is Star Trek Voyager Across the Universe. This is a sort of a survival strategy game which follows the adventures of the USS Voyager. You basically take control of Voyager, manage the ship, make sure it is repaired and optimal and all that, you know, do the whole crew and systems management while guiding Voyager on its journey home through the Delta Quadrant. The description is Star Trek Voyager Across the Universe is a story-driven survival strategy game in which the fate of the iconic starship is in your hands. Take the helm, manage the ship and resources, and make difficult decisions. Will you be able to bring home the ship and its crew? It's also got tags in here, strategy, interactive fiction, and roguelike. So I assume it's going to be a little bit more involved than strictly just, you know, managing the different resources on the ship. I assume you're going to be able to have some control over Voyager as well, in terms of like where it goes, how it fights, what it does, which is interesting. The game also talks about what if scenarios, like how you would handle certain situations differently than Captain Janeway did in the show. Like, are we going to be able to take different paths on the story home? Is this game going to be so different that I could head toward the Bajoran wormhole instead of through Borg space? Probably not, but that would be an interesting take on things. I'm curious to see how this is going to reignite the Tuvix discourse. I'm sure that'll be healthy for the Star Trek fandom. Oh boy. But yeah, this game definitely sounding more interesting in my opinion, partially because one, it's going to be more accessible to myself because this is going to be releasing on PC, PS5, and Xbox Series S. So we've got some pretty easy accessibility there. And like with the previous game, there's no word on a release date. It just says coming soon. So we're gonna have to keep an eye out on this one. But yeah, Star Trek Voyager Across the Universe is currently listed on Steam. So go wishlist it now because, guys, new Star Trek game. Like, holy crap. I'm really excited for this. I have been begging for new Star Trek video games that aren't just, you know, some crappy mobile game. And while I do wish we could see more Star Trek games on a larger scale than this is fun. I'm eager to see this. Hopefully this kind of stuff turns out to be good, because like if these do well, hopefully we'll see more Star Trek games in the future. And also, I know I'm a little late on this, sorry, but Real Merch is having a sale. You know, Real Merch, they are selling off some of the remains of the Eaglemoss Star Trek Starships collection. So if you are like me and are really obsessive about collecting model starships, they are a good place to go to collect some of the old models that are difficult to get your hands on these days. But yeah, I know I'm a little late on this Warp Speed sale because it's only going to be up for another 11 hours. Sorry about that. But yeah, if you have not shopped with them already, be sure to use my discount code STU1701 to get a little bit more off. It also helps me out a little bit because I do get a kickback from that, which I really do appreciate it. But yeah, model ships, go check them out if you want. I know the sale is nearly over, and I'm sorry for getting really late on that one. But at the same time, they do sales fairly regularly, so keep checking back on their website so you can probably get a decent deal on something in here. Just be a little patient. And like I said, don't forget to use my discount code. Oh, apparently there's one more thing to talk about for Star Trek Online, because this just popped up while I was editing this video. Apparently Star Trek Online is going to be doing a 10 Forward Weekly on Thursday on the 28th, so that's going to be next week. They're going to be sitting down to talk with the art team and designers to get a look at a new upcoming ship, as well as give us a chance to ask them some questions. So yeah, 10 Forward Weekly next week, so check that out on the 28th. It'll be on the Deca Games Live Twitch channel, so if you're not already following that, I will link that down below in the description. Yeah, that's everything to talk about for today. I hope you found this video helpful. Be sure to like, comment, subscribe, hit the bell for notifications. If you'd like to further support the channel, become a channel member to gain additional channel perks. Check out the affiliate links in the pinned comment, or check out the merch store down below. If you're ever shopping on the Epic Game Store, be sure to use my content creator code STU1701. Any of these things really help me out, and I really do appreciate it. Either way though, thank you so much for watching. My name's Stu, and I will see you guys next time.